Hey guys, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm Alpha. As you can see on the screen, there's been some pretty significant changes. A new patch came out on September 10th, 2014, which brought really big changes into Heroes of the Storm and revamped quite a bit of the game. As you can see, the overall interface has been changed quite a bit. So I'm just going to do a quick guide on the changes that they've done. It is a little confusing at first, but I think I've found out everything, each little tweak and all that kind of stuff. But the most important thing, I think, was the #1 requested thing on the Alpha forums, which is, if you can see here, we have hotkeys. We've finally been given access to hotkeys, and you even have profiles as well, which is also good. I like this quite a bit. You can customize some really precise things, and it dives into each and every possible setting that you would want. So here's the basic setup. So you can set these keys, which all have functions, and here's your in-game UI. You can set your mount, your Q, your E, W, R to other things. I have a Razer gaming mouse, so I'd set this kind of stuff to the buttons on the side of my mouse, but I haven't done that yet. I'll get around to that later. Just thought I'll point that out, that's finally been implemented in the game, and I'm really happy it has. So as you can see, this is much different to how Heroes of the Storm used to look like. So I'll give you a rundown. So as you can see up here at the top, you've got you've got this little invite. How can I describe it? Tab, where you can invite people to your team, and they stay in your party even out of a game. That did happen in the previous one, but in the previous Heroes of the Storm UI, but you couldn't actually see it, so you didn't actually know if someone was in your party or not until you hit play, and then you could see them in the background, should they accept. So now you can have this little party which stays together after each game up here at the top. Up here you have your currently selected hero. You can change that, of course, but right now it says no. If you click on it though, it'll just bring you to this screen, which shows your hero progression, so your hero levels, your rewards. A lot of rewards have been removed, which a lot of people have been very angry about, because if you continued leveling, basically every 5 levels past level 15 you got 3,000 gold, or every 10 levels. Up until level 35 or 45, one of those two. So I've taken that out, and you can't get bonus gold anymore past level 15, so some people are quite furious about that. The daily quests are still here. You can hold up to a maximum of 3 to my knowledge. So there's my daily quests. These two are still blocked out, as you can see, but of course alpha, as you can see at the bottom corner. One of the major changes is your profile picture and your profile tab. It used to be here. It's been moved down to this corner down here, which brings up the same menu that I showed up before. So you have 2 access points, which I think is a little strange, but alpha. Right now, you can see down here you have permanent access to your gold, so you can always see it. Before, you'd have to actually go into the shops to see your gold. You don't have to do that anymore. You can see it right there. There's your level, and there's your experience bar to your next level. I need 1.2 million XP, so my next level. So yeah, and that's my portfolio picture, which you can change up here. So as you can see, you can cycle through them over here. Alright, so next up is, so that's your home button. So if you ever click on shop or something like that, click there and it'll send you back to the home page. This is still blocked out, which is watch, which is kind of like Twitch, I guess. And community is still also blocked out. I guess our alternative right now is the forums, where we put up bugs and stuff like that. So let's have a look at the shop. So this has also changed quite drastically. It's a little smaller. They've changed how it's arranged, kind of. Actually, no, they haven't changed how it's arranged yet. They've changed how you go through it. Before it used to be an arrow here, but now you got to click down here and swap between it like this. These have always been here. You can also hide the ones that you already own. Also, another note is that with this patch, normally when a patch comes out in the alpha or beta, everything gets wiped. In this one it didn't, so I still have stuff like Lily, Zigara, all that kind of stuff. I still own them. Normally this kind of stuff gets wiped, but it didn't this time. Got your skins tab, which has always been there. Your mounts tab, just been some revamps on the mounts. Probably the most predominant one is the Warhorse. As you can see, it's completely different. Used to look like a paladin mount in World of Warcraft, but they've changed it completely. Looks much nicer, in my opinion. I think it looks way better. That's actually the back button that switches to a different mount. Well, that's the one I wanted anyway. So this is the Rainbow Unicorn, which also got changed. Quite significant as well. Pretty cool. Looks a little bit more threatening and less derpy. Still derpy. It certainly has its elements, but that horn looks like it gouged someone's eye out, or gouge them, impale them actually. Apparently the Dire Wolf and the Cyber Wolf got some little changes too, but I can't see them. I think a little bit more detail, perhaps, and I think the tail is different as well. The tail used to hang down low, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So let's go back to the shop. They have bundles as well, they've also always been there. That's pretty much stayed the same, and that's pretty much the entire shop. Not much has changed too much. Not that there's anything wrong with the shop before. I would still like an arrow here. I'm much rather that than having to click down here to swap between them. So let's have a look at the play screen. So this is probably receives the biggest difference. So as you can see, this thing follows you throughout all the screens. No matter where you go, it will follow you, except this one. So you can always see who's in your party and your hero level. So as you can see here, I just dived straight into this thing. It didn't take me to this screen, which it used to. So you used to have to pick between practice, cooperative, versus, and then also these two, which are not available in the alpha. So now it just takes you to your preferred one, which is versus. So confirm. It takes you straight there, and you can pretty much just hit ready, and you're good to go. If you're wondering how you change your hero, it's actually this tab up here, if you're wondering where the selection screen went. So this is a very different, a little controversial in my opinion. It is a little, it's very, very different to how it used to be. It's very different, which is, it's either a good or a bad thing, but I'm not quite sure yet. But as you can see, when you owned a champion in the old in the old selection screen, all the owned heroes would come up to the top left-hand corner, and they'll all pile up there, and the ones you didn't own will still stay grayed out at the other side. It would be up here where this invite tabs are, but right now it's kind of centered. So that's what used to happen. So they'd be mixing and moving every so often, but now it's actually solid and it doesn't move at all. By the looks of it, it's in alphabetical order. So yeah, Abathur, Arthas, Brightwing, Chen, Diablo, etc, Falstad. Yes, that's definitely alphabetical order, and Zeratul, Zagara, and stuff at the end. So that's what they've done, as you can see. So it's okay. It's a little hard to adjust to, but I'm sure I'll adjust, and everyone else will when the time comes. This is still early alpha, so they're probably going to change it again. I'm not entirely happy with this setup, just for one reason being that it seems really clumped together. There's very, very little space. I mean, you're not, I guess when you enter a game, you're not supposed to have it up. It's supposed to be empty like this, so you can see all your friends that you've invited and stuff like that. But once you have this up, it gets really crowded really quickly, and you know, especially someone like Sergeant Hammer, it's like the entire screen is just completely full. There's no space, no breathing space, I guess you could say. So down here you can see the skins. Nova actually got her master skin in this. You can't turn them around. Sorry. Got her master skin in this patch. It looks really, really awesome. It's my favorite master skin so far, but I don't like playing Nova that much, so I'll probably never get it. And oh wow, you got the different colors here. So this is your new skin tab. Judging from these arrows down here, I'm assuming they're going to want to get more skins than the 4. Deviate more than just 4 skins, and maybe by this little gap here as well. Perhaps there could be more colors as well. But that's still uncertain right now. I don't think any. Maybe Arthas. I don't think anyone right now actually uses these arrows. No one has enough skins, so that could be what that's for. Here the mount tab, as per usual. sitting right here. You've got all your mounts available. The horse common, which is standard for everyone, that everyone gets. And then you have your traits and your abilities, your heroic abilities, and your talents. So you can have a look, have a quick preview of your hero, see what abilities you want to go to the fight with preemptively, if you so choose to wish. You know, if that didn't make sense, if you want to. You can also unlock people here by clicking this. This has always been a function though, so you can always unlock people at this screen. But I personally prefer going to the shop and having an in-depth look. You can also get the try before you buy option. That's still up. I forgot to mention that. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention that when you click on a hero,
well, hello.
This all remains the same, so nothing has changed on the screen either. So this is all pretty much the same. This is actually different, sorry. I forgot that, so I'm leaving this to last. This is the only thing that's pretty much changed. But everything else has remained the same. The one thing I still wish they would address, is giving more detail to these abilities. I mean, I like, it just says, like for example this one, Flying Kick, mana 10. He doesn't actually use mana, he uses alcohol. Instead of mana, his power abilities by drinking brew. So instead of mana, he actually has brew, and it still says mana cost, so they'll probably fix that anyway, but that's not my main issue. Cooldown 5 seconds, and kick to the enemy target. So it doesn't actually say right here if this does damage, if it doesn't do damage. It says kick through, so I'm not sure if you'd go behind that enemy target, or if you continue through the enemy target.
Take all the time you need, for if we never take time, how can we have time?
Fair enough. So it's still really vague, which annoys me. So the only way you can know exactly what these abilities do if you go into the try option. So you just play this little NPC battleground where you can test out the abilities. So I just don't like how vague it is. I wish it'd just tell me how much damage it did, even if it's just level 1 damage. I don't care. Actually, yeah, that would be the best idea. Level 1 damage, just to give you a rough estimate so you can see what you're dealing with. But oh well, they might do that later. We never know. We might never know. Oh well. We'll see in the future. God, I'm really jumbling up here. How the hell do I get out of here? Oh yeah, back to shop. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure this has covered up everything in the new interface. Friends tab is still the same. All this stuff is pretty much the same. And by looks of it, they have an expectation for at least 6 more heroes, at least with this setup anyway. That's the other thing that that's quite worrying, is that there isn't that much space for new heroes, apart from 6. But I'm assuming they're going to go way more than just 6 more heroes, and they're going to release it when the game actually comes out, release new heroes as they come along. But yeah, pretty much that sums up everything for the main menu AI. Hey, oh god, I'm sorry with my vocabulary today, with the main menu UI. So I hope this clarified anything for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.